and 4. The battle is on. It's going to be too close to call side by side. Long Joe gets it. Oh, we got contact. We got flips. We got big wrecks here going back to the front because we're racing back to the line.
William Page with the victory.
Looking for second here.
Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's gonna use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're gonna be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's gonna be a drag race to the line. Tom Musa gets it.
Tom Musa, where did he come from?
Boyer trying to close the gap. He's gonna get to the bumper. Oh, just barely did not make it. And coming off of turn 4, Jeff Sikenis is gonna win it at Dover.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the United States Online Racing League Red Bull Cup Series here from Dover International Speedway. As always, I'm your host, Joe Twansky. Alongside me tonight, it's our three-man crew, the three amigos, musketeers, whatever other words you got for us, Mr. Tommy Bordeaux.
Howdy, folks.
And Mr. Richard Collette.
What up?
And of course, Bristol, our producer on our cameras tonight. So happy you're joining us here from Dover. It's going to be a fantastic night of racing action. We're setting the field for our Championship 4 on June 26th. That's next Saturday. Again, I'm going to tell you right now, mark your calendars. You're not going to want to miss it. But we want to, this year in the USORL, it's been a very special one for us. We've done a lot of very special things. And, well, you already know your favorite part of the pre-race. Here's Tommy's World.
It's Tommy's World. It's Tommy's World. It's NASCAR. Excellent. It's Tommy's World. It's Tommy's World.
Well, hey everyone, welcome to Tommy's World. Welcome to Dover this week. And in lieu of a normal Tommy's World, I thought it'd be fun to take a trip down memory lane and revisit some of our favorite Tommy's World moments from the season. Without further ado, let's get to it. Hey everyone. Well, hey everyone. Well, hey everyone. Well, hey everyone. Well, hey everyone. Welcome back to Tommy's World. Yeah, welcome to Tommy's World. We're here at Pocono Raceway. I guess Weaver's on vacation. Got a special guest for you today. It's our producer, Bristol. Took a week off last week to meet up at Charlotte for the Coke 600 weekend. I'm the only vehicle or object on the track right now, unlike that qualifying session back today with the Big Orange.
We're going to show everybody how to do it. Well, he is.
Where do you think we should break? Get questions like, what's your mother's maiden name? What street did you grow up on? And what was your nickname in elementary school? Weird questions, but I'm at the wrong track. Oh, so you spun it out on purpose?
Yeah, spun it out on purpose.
Working on mysteries without any clues.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of wacky.
Rev up those fryers.
There's the command to start engines.
It's some over here and some over there. Just like home, you gotta decorate it.
Oh, dude, that was my boss. Your first impressions around this racetrack? The duo from Encino, California right now, up in the lead of this race. What about just wiggling it like this?
No, don't do that. All right, easy.
This boat drives like...
Hey, can you steer?
No.
I can't see a thing. I've seen Weaver do that.
Yeah, but he's not meant to do it when he done it.
Because these cars are going to be flying around here, and it's going to be very difficult for them to pass. This is a very bottom-heavy racetrack.
We're the winners! Woo!
Woo!
Woo! It's Tommy's World. We're living in it.
And First off, can't thank all the fine folks at TWB Airlines for helping us put on Tommy's World. And Tommy, can't thank you enough for all the hard work you've put in this year with making that special segment, making these pre-races extra special for all our JTN fans.
Well, thanks, Joe. It's been a load of fun to make them, be part of this, and have the opportunity to have a little bit of fun out there. Special thanks to Joseph Weaver and the crew back at the shop for putting together that car every week as well.
Well, we're in our Circle B race preview. Use code JTN at checkout on your order of $20 or more. 200 laps here at 77 degrees. 9-mile-per-hour wind from the north and clear. And, of course, you know who's up in the booth. And I'm going to throw it to, well, one of those guys up in the booth. Tommy, take us through tonight's starting lineup.
Well, all right, Joe, on pole for tonight's race. He won a few weeks ago at Richmond. He's back again tonight at Dover. It's Trey Coleman in the 8 car. He set a time of 21.274 seconds. Lining up to his outside on row number 2, Huang Do in the 54. Row 2, Noah Joyce and Cal Lovell, a pair of drivers trying to make the final 4. Back in row number 3, Garrison or Cam Barnes, same story there. Row 4, Ray Tussin in the 18 and DJ Harris in the 66. Behind them, Darren Ingram and Jamie Zalecki make up row number 5. Davey Hazard, Zach Rostowski, and Michael Murata make up the rest of the field tonight. And I misspoke clear. Garrett Sidnor not looking to get to the final 4. He's already out of the playoffs. But Huang Do in second there is.
And here's your point standings currently. Jeff Dixon and Cal Laval obviously locked into that final 4 with wins, Ricky. And Davey Hazard sitting at plus 23. Pretty much just has to crank the motor here to start this race. But it gets pretty spicy there at the cutoff line for that final spot.
Yeah, it does. But basically, right now, Joe, that 6, 7, and 8 position right there, Darren, Noah, and Zach, they're in a must-win situation with the number of cars left in the field tonight. So look for them to try and win this race. Cam Barnes and Huang Do, though, all up for grabs there.
Tommy, I didn't realize your name was Ricky.
I guess it is now.
But Ricky, we're going to talk about this because I think tonight we have more guys in the field than we have seen in the past couple of weeks that aren't playoff contenders. We always talk about those guys having to give these drivers trying to compete for this championship that little bit of extra room. But this is also your second to last chance to make a mark here in season 7. So how do you balance those two things?
It's a tricky one. Really, it's tough. It's one of those things that you got to come out here and make a statement. You got to win. Everyone out here wants to win, and I don't think you can fault anyone out there for putting 110% to get into victory lane. It's more just about contact. You just don't want to race guys too hard if you know there's points on the line. If you're obviously if you're better than them or if you have a shot to win, you have a shot to win. You just don't want to do, I guess, overly aggressive stuff with them in that sense. But mostly you're just focusing on your race.
Focusing on your race. And Tommy, this, of course, the TWB 200. I know you and all the fine folks at TWB are really looking forward to tonight's event.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of folks here looking to watch this event. You see on the wall there out of turn 2 all night long, you see a bunch of those TWB logos as well as on the little bridge over turn 2 as well. So a lot of representation here for the brand. You'll love to see it. One quick thing before we get going green here, Joe. As soon as Davey Hazard crosses that start and finish line, he will lock himself into the final 4 on points.
That, folks, means there's one spot left. Huang Do on the front row. He's got it right now, but Noah Joyce there. It's lining up third. He's got a good shot tonight as well on the outside looking in, but they're all chasing Trey Coleman as we come to the green flag here to put this race underway. Wait for it to be dropped. And there it is. Green flag. We're underway from Dover.
Trey Coleman, the 8, stumbled a little bit on that start there, but a good run into turn 1 here and just assumed the lead from Huang Do.
Yeah, that bottom line, definitely the preferred groove around this Dover racetrack. Didn't get to do a Tommy's World track analysis section, but I'll tell you this, though, Joe. If you're riding the bottom of this racetrack as close as you can to that apron, that's where you want to be. That's where the most speed is.
Are we going to be able to see guys, though, work their way up the groove? I know we see that a lot with guys maybe going up towards the wall with the current NASCAR Cup Series cars. Are we going to be able to see that tonight, or is it really going to be, like you said, wrapped around the bottom?
I doubt it. It's not really the place you want to be. You can try and make it work, but Joe, the surface here, the concrete at the Monster Mile that we're at right now, very, very abrasive on these tires. So it's a tough task to try and get something done out there, as Huang Do is trying to hang on to that second spot from Noah Joyce.
Seeing if he can hang on to it on the outside line. Joyce washes up the track a little bit there through the center, still has the nose to the inside. Those two, again, battling. They're both trying to claim that last spot. Doe right now has it on points. You see Cam Barnes and Darren Ingram towards the back of your screen. They are also trying to win tonight. Barnes with a shot on points, but Darren Ingram, Noah Joyce, and Zach Krastowski, they're pretty much in a must-win situation.
And Joe, I think that battle's a really good indicator of what Tommy was talking about kind of making that high line work. You can see Huang Do's about a lane up, running that middle lane. He's not putting down bad lap times, but he is slowly losing it to that low line. So you can hang on up there. You just can't really advance on anyone unless you're, substantially better on setup. But right now, these guys kind of getting on by him. 16 and Garrett Sidner battling him for that top 5 position. Oh, Sidner gets loose and he goes around.
Heavy contact with the outside wall for the 16 outright Tustin around.
Pair of games 1, 2, 3 racing cars into the wall. They didn't hit each other.
Oh, no caution.
Looks like we stay green.
Tustin driving the Kyle Busch 100 career Xfinity Series wins paint scheme. Let's get you a replay real quick while we're under green.
This looks like the 16 there. Just looks like it stepped out from under him coming into the turn.
Goes for a nasty spin, and then Tustin gonna hit. Looks like Tustin does the same exact thing. Do you think those cars had a similar setup, Tommy?
Well, I'm certain they have a similar setup, and you just saw that same kind of thing happen right there. I think also part of it, too, is monkey see, monkey do. That happens all the time. Meanwhile, back up front, Noah Joyce closing the gap to Trey Coleman up front.
Again,
Noah Joyce has been running faster lap times than the last few laps, and they've just been closing it in. So I think that 3's got some good long run speed in it.
Yeah, you gotta be worried. I'm a little bit worried about that though, because like I said with tire wear, if we get long runs here at Dover, we're really gonna see who's pushing it too hard to start a run, and who's saving their stuff, being smart and knowing that later in this race tires are gonna matter, because that is a huge thing. Races have been won or lost here at Dover on tire strategy, and I am sure tonight's gonna be no different.
you just have to manage it, and if you can manage it well enough, you don't necessarily have to be the best at it, but yeah, if you do it well enough, you can find yourself in victory lane. Noah Joyce to the bottom. Big
Coleman into the outside wall.
Big wiggle from Coleman in that Pump It Up Chevrolet.
Boy, that was, he just kind of got out of the groove right there, went up and hit the outside wall, got stuck in a little bit like we saw a couple nights ago, Joe, at Chicagoland. But, boy, for Trey Coleman, it looked like he was pretty untouchable in practice and qualifying. Come to the race, problems for that 8 car.
Kink in the
It's gonna be
armor.
a big setback for them.
But meanwhile, that's some great news for Noah Joyce, because he is trying to win to make himself part of that Final Four to join Jeff Dixon, Davey Hazard, and Cal Lovell at Homestead, Miami.
And speaking of Lovell, he's starting to close the gap in that AAA Mustang in second rather. Starting to close the gap a little bit on Noah, but keeping a healthy distance. How does Cal play this, Ricky?
Right now, what Cal's just trying to do is honestly just trying to hit his marks here. Keep it on where Noah Joyce is running on the track. You can see he's not completely down by that apron. This time by, actually, he's gotten down a little bit in that 3 car, but the 12 just wants to figure out where he's picking up speed, where he isn't. That 3 car is, and how we can kind of beat him on that line. And right now, it looks like he's been doing it, because he's just been closing in lap after lap. Last time by, though, Noah Joyce is just a little bit faster than that 12, so I think Noah just found something, too. Like Tommy said, though, you just want to make sure you don't burn out those tires. 3 wide for position back here for third. Davey Hazard, 54, Huang Do, Cam Barnes to the inside. Cam Barnes gets loose, barges around into the wall.
Heavy contact,
and
Coleman
Trevor
around.
spins too.
There's
That's definitely
contact.
going to be a caution. And
And that's
is
a big
going to...
thing.
That's going to bring out our first caution of the night, and it has huge championship implications.
Cam Barnes 4 points below that cut line. Huang Do only 4 points above, so they're both very close to that cut line. Cam Barnes really needs a good points night here tonight. He doesn't have a lot of room for mistakes.
And if you go back to this,
Noah Joyce up front.
If you go back to this race just a year ago, guys, Cam Barnes in a position to win, didn't get it done. Was really frustrated over that, and tonight already not off to a good start.
Heavy hit. I'm worried though. He hit the nose into the wall, and that usually means a little bit of engine damage, and you lose that straightaway speed.
To see here, man, they were dicing. It was just 3 wide here. Huang Do, Davey Hazard racing. Barnes tries to get to the inside of Huang Do, and it looks like Cam's just a little too low down the track for that entry to turn 3. It's tricky down there. The car will just step out on you if you enter it too low. And then, yeah, just sort of, I don't know if he nosed it in, I would say.
Make contact, you know.
He made contact with it, but I don't think, I'm not seeing the hood boat up on that car, which is promising.
You know, regardless, guys, of any physical damage to the car, there's also going to be that mental damage that's going to be having to be dealt with that 17, because it feels like now they're on the back foot. Something bad just happened. So they got to recover from that. They've got to keep their head straight. We saw Steven Merzlach do that last year at Charlotte. Had a pretty poor start to the race, came back and won it. So comebacks are possible. You just got to stay in this race, be patient. It is a 200-lap event, so there's still plenty of time to get back to the front.
Plenty of time indeed, and already some strategy calls being made. Darren Ingram, 2 tires. He's in a drag race with Noah Joyce, but Cal Laval going to win the race off of pit road.
Well, I'm a little bit surprised. Well, I'm not surprised Darren's doing the move, but I am surprised by the strategy call for 2 tires there after he ran almost 20 laps on this set of tires. Ricky, I know you and I have raced here at this Dover before. I don't know, that 23 car, they're probably going to be feeling it pretty soon, won't they?
Yeah, you would think so. This track's pretty brutal on tires, and 20 laps isn't, anything to sneeze at here. It's going to be an interesting strategy play for sure, but honestly, to start kind of taking swings on pit road, just kind of messing with some stuff early in the race is probably better to do it, the best time to do it. Darren Ingram not in the chase anymore, the Playoofs, anymore. He's just here for a win, so...
No, he's in it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he just doesn't have the markings, and he did take 4 tires. I misspoke.
Oh, well...
Well, in that case, throw the book out.
I think that just
stopped by the 23 crew.
I think that just shows how much we think of Darren and his alternative strategies that he uses early on in these races.
What I was saying though is honestly at this point in the race, it wouldn't be a bad idea to try it because 20 laps in, this is a time to kind of roll the dice and experiment with stuff. If you could find something on 2 tires now that you can save in the back pocket for later, that's huge.
Ingram, of course, coming off a tough week last week, was taken out in a wreck coming to the pit road for green flag pit stops at Texas, where he looked like he and Jeff Dixon were gonna battle for the win. Of course, both of them being taken out in that incident. Choosing there.
The Hazard going to take the high line here. It'll be interesting because last time by, you saw it looked like the low line on the start of the race couldn't get going. Trey Coleman in the 8, almost like he spun the tires a little bit. We'll see what happens here. Hazard can grip up a little better, but
we'll just have to wait and see. Cal Laval, though, with control on the bottom. Hazard to the outside. Noah Joyce, Darren Ingram, and Huang Do, your top 5. Into the restart zone, and back away we go. Green flag once again from Dover. Big checkup on the outside. That was Zach Krastowski in the 1.
Yeah, just spun the tires in that restart. That's something that's so easy to do here at Dover, especially on cold, fresh tires.
Maybe hanging tough on that aisle on that 75 machine's hooking up in that middle lane. He's going to get on by Cal here if the 12's not careful.
Still side by side coming down the front straightaway to the line. Give that lap to Hazard in the shoe car. But Cal just trying to work away at him on the bottom. Hazard really getting some good momentum up high.
Yeah, Hazard doesn't really race the Light Series here on Monday nights at USORL as a precursor to the Cup Series event on Saturdays. So that 75 team, you know, Cal ran all 100 laps of this lights race on Monday. So that 75 team is at a disadvantage on track time-wise this week with this setup and this car, but certainly not skill-wise. 75 commanding the lead right now as Noah Joyce looks to make it a second place for him so far.
Noah Joyce had that nose to the inside, the 12 coming into the turn. That made me clench a little bit. But Noah Joyce making sure that Cal Loveall knows that he is there and he wants that second place spot. He wants to go challenge Hazard for the lead here in a moment.
And it takes Noah a couple laps, it seems like, for that car to really hook up right. That's what we saw that first run. And once it's going good, well, he starts running really, really well. So a story to watch throughout this one. Of course, the two up front battled for the win last week at Texas. Now reverse their order. Hazard in the lead, Cal Loveall, Noah Joyce, Darren Ingram. And then in fifth, the 66 of DJ Harris.
You know, Joe, I'm still pretty worried about that 3 car's tires. We haven't seen the long green flag pit cycle stops that we have, and that is really the biggest indicator of tire wear. How much they might fall off or not lose at all on a long green flag run like that. Here he goes looking again to the inside of Cal, not going to have enough to make that move this time by. 3's running awfully well, but you just worry about him burning his stuff up too early.
Yeah, I would say so too, Tommy. Just with how deep he keeps entering it into the turns, especially in turn 3 there. Like I said, that's kind of a weird entry point to make. The car wants to slide up the track. You're putting a lot of force on those tires, trying to get it down that early into the turn, and not just letting it naturally roll in. That could probably be a little bit strenuous on that right front on the 3 machine there.
Long Doe has fallen back, now 3 spots behind Cam Barnes. Remember, Doe had, coming into this race, only a 4-point gap to the 7 of Barnes, so if Cam can get by one more guy, which he's now moving to the inside of DJ Harris, that would tie the 2 in points.
Now, Joe, who would have the tiebreaker in that case?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Well, I think Kwong's 2 wins outweighs Cam's 1. So, yeah.
Because that will be important to note if we end up with a tiebreaker between these two. But right now, Trey Coleman getting to the inside of Zach Rostowski here, that 7th spot. Coleman not being able to climb back up through the field maybe as quickly as we thought right now. I don't know if that car's hurting at all. Looks pretty intact out there. But I think he's just kind of mired in traffic right now.
What we've seen out of the left turn cars this year is they're really fast when they're up front in the clean air, but they get back and they get mired back in traffic. It seems like maybe they have them trimmed out a little too much, maybe a little too loosey-goosey through the corners, but promising to see Trey start to move his way back to the front now, and Doe also following him on through.
Speaking of the front,
inside the 12.
Yeah, battle for second right there. Noah looked again in turn number 3. He got it done that time in front of Cal Loveall, who now is back in 3rd. And Noah tracks down Davey Hazard up front.
Yeah, Noah Joyce.
Cut you off there, Tommy.
Noah Joyce in that must-win position here tonight at Dover. And that 3 team doing all they can to make it win number 2 on the season and a win to lock themselves in to the championship 4.
He's made miracles happen before. It's just been a few months, so hopefully that 3 team can get this thing going. I'd really like to see them back up front, and boy, wouldn't that be something, Joe? We mentioned, I think it was last week, how Noah Joyce would love to bookend the season with wins, just like Tyler Reddick did all those years ago in Xfinity, but they got some work to do. They still got Mr. Saturday Night himself, Davey Hazard, in front of them for that.
Oh, Joyce getting right in the back bumper. Davey Hazard here, been closing in, and now he is there. But the question is, does he do the same thing that he did to the 12 there? Tommy, I don't know. Do you think Davey would take that same kind of pass that the 3's been doing into turn 3 here, putting the nose to the inside, kind of trying to call your bluff to have you move up the track so he can get in there?
It wouldn't be surprising at all if Davey was never going to let that happen at all in this race. Davey's not going to play like that. He's going to take his line. He's not going to be worried about what the driver behind him does. And that 75 car, I know he's got more speed in it than he does now. He's the only reason he's not as much as he could be. It's just the fact that he's probably just saving tires right now, which is the smart thing to do.
Can you tell who Tommy Bordeaux's rooting for? Looking like an average Jeff Gordon up here in the booth tonight. Well, right now it's Hazard, Joyce, Laval, Ingram, and Barnes, your top 5. And it's Trey Coleman, Huang Do, in 7th, 8th, Zach Krostowski, 9th, Garrett Sidner after that early spin, and DJ Harris rounding out your top 10 with Jamie Zalecki and Ray Tustin rounding out your field. Tustin 5 laps down and off the track.
Noah right
he's
now
still on the track.
On the bumper of Davey Hazard, getting closer and closer every time. But I don't know, you're going to have to basically rely on a mistake from Hazard, which is, albeit quite rare, for that 3-car to get around him. We'll see how this plays out, though, because I think on a situation like this, we're really going to find out who's got the better car. Here comes Noah Joyce. He's looking.
He's not just looking, Tommy. He's there, down and onto the bottom, and for the lead, Noah Joyce takes this race back over, coming to lap 39.
And guys, Trey Coleman just came down pit road.
Unscheduled stop for the 8 Pump It Up Chevrolet of our pole sitter.
Coleman spun off of turn 2. That's why he came down pit road from 6th position while we're watching that battle for position.
Gonna keep our eyes focused on this battle for the lead as Hazard tries to find his way back around Noah Joyce to try to swap back 1st and 2nd. But Tommy, you're saying Davey was saving the tires, but he was running a good pace, right? What happened there?
Yeah, well, I think with that saving tires mindset, he's okay falling behind Noah Joyce if he's letting him by like that. It just seems like, okay, that 3-car's been hounding me. I'm going to let him go. I think that's what happened right there. There's no problem with that. Still very early in this race. Plenty of time to get it back.
Ricky, that's what we call foot meet mouth. No, but I don't think you're completely off base there, because I think Davey's in a position where he can save. I think Noah's in a position where he knows he has to push. Lead as many laps as you can. Show everyone that you're really, really fast. So that way maybe later on the race, I'm going to cut him some slack. He's done really good. I know he's going to be faster than me. Because you never know when you're going to get shuffled to the back in one of these races. You never know what circumstances may arise during these races, but good to see that 3-car back into the lead. Battle for 3rd. Darren Ingram to the inside of Cal Laval. Again, Ingram also in a must-win situation. He makes the pass in that DoorDash PetSmart Chevrolet.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you mentioned those kind of unexpected situations that can happen within this race. One of them being on pit road. The pit speed here at Dover lower than most tracks on the schedule at only 35 miles an hour. You're just crawling through pit lane here, and it's very, very easy to just get a mile an hour over, and that's enough for the black flag to be thrown your way. And that can derail a race drastically.
And not even just that, Tommy, but we got to talk about, too, Dover. These guys run these cars so loose. That concrete is not friendly to low-speed vehicles, and you have to slam on the brakes here and get down to 35 miles an hour from anywhere between 160 and 170 there. Going through turn 3, it is a very daunting task, and that just makes it all the much harder all the more difficult, I should say, to get down to that pit speed. Getting
on, off, and through pit road. A challenge for these drivers. It's not just the track that's challenging, it's the pit road as well.
You guys always talk about these challenges, but you know what? The fans at home, I'm going to challenge you to do something. I'm going to challenge you to save some money. So it's a win-win situation, folks. You can use our code JTN when you're making your next diecast purchase, t-shirts, hats, and more. If you're looking for that new merch, that new swag, whatever you want to call it, use code JTN at checkout at our friends at CircuitDiecast.com, and you'll receive free shipping, save some money on your next order, again, of $20 or more. CircuitDiecast.com is your home for all your racing-related memorabilia.
Nice segue, Joe.
I'm getting better. I've been told I'm good, but you got to keep getting better every time you're out here, right? If we're not improving, what are we doing?
Speaking of improving, this 3-car's pulled away from Davey Hazard a little bit.
I was just about to say that too. I'm noticing that 3 car started to pick up some fast laps here. Hazard staying in touch, but he's sort of just losing him by a couple of tenths every lap. That time by not a couple tenths, couple hundredths, but that time by it was like a tenth and a half that the 3 was faster. So I don't know, Tommy. I don't know if Davey was holding anything back. Unless he's really saving tires right now.
Well, they've only got about 10 laps left on this tank of fuel before they're going to have to pit. Might be a little less than that even, depends how much they saved under Yeller. So definitely something special behind the wheel of that 3 car. It's not just the driver, but possibly that setup as well.
Well, Noah Joyce also knows that he's far enough behind the cut line that it's not I don't think he's in a win and you're in. I think he was like 11 points out. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Joe.
It's pretty much.
Only, like, there's 12 cars here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a Hail Mary pass for him tonight. And right now he's making a very good case for himself that if they don't make this, they're at least going down swinging as he's leading out here with some very fast laps. 150
laps to go. Now 149 as they cross the stripe again. A quarter of the way through this race, we've seen that 3 car do a lot of good work up front. Meanwhile, right behind him with Davey Hazard, I saw him get loose a little bit out of 2.
A little bit. Big wiggle from that 75. And folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight from Dover. Make sure if you haven't already, hit that like button on the video and subscribe. Hello to Cybermorphic and Aiden Fritz. I know we kind of had that rush pre-races. Trey Coleman and Darren Ingram, 2 good buddies. I don't think Ingram's going to be too happy with Coleman shoveling him up the track there through 1 and 2. But can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Make sure you say hi in chat if you haven't already. And make sure you leave a like on the video. And also share this live stream with people. We can't thank you guys enough for all the support you give us. And now Noah Joyce just kind of starting to walk away from Hazard in that 75.
Yeah, and Joe, about the Trey Coleman, that 8, again, he spun and came down pit road, so he has substantially fresher tires than all these guys out here. So he's now going to have to do the same thing with Davey Hazard here. He's just trying to get position back right now, so
I think that would be...
have to move for him.
That would be... I know, but, I mean, Trey was close going into that corner, and... I mean, if I'm Darren, I would think that he would cut me a little bit of a slack, knowing he's a lap down, or 2 laps down, whatever he may be.
That's true.
So, or 3 laps down, so I would hope he would cut me a little more slack than what he did, but Ingram now starting to close on Hazard for 2nd. What are we thinking here? We thinking short pit? We thinking short pit?
Possibly, but I was doing the math, Joe, and you start with about 50 laps of fuel in the tank, probably closer to maybe 45, 48, somewhere in that range. Given that we had a caution come out a couple laps into this race, this could technically only be a 3-stopper till the end if these guys don't have any more cautions, which could actually be quite the strategy call for a guy like Trey Coleman, knowing that he's already going to have to make 1 more stop than all these guys, maybe a short pit again, get on fresher tires and make up a lot of ground like you see him do right now. Don't know yet, still a long way to go. And of course, all that strategy is going to rely on us not having any yellow flag conditions.
Oh, Darren Ingram make the pass for 2nd. Oh, no, it jumps around!
Oh, no!
No! From the lead, the 3 car goes around.
That's right in the racing line. We'll see what they do, but oh no.
Does he have a flat?
Oh.
I don't know. That car, though, obviously not.
We're under caution here, guys.
Oh no! It does have a flat, Joe.
He's just got to hang on to it. He's just got to hang on to it because they are under caution at the moment.
Disaster has struck for Noah Joyce, who it was looking oh so good for out of turn 2.
Dow Chemicals on board, going down into turn 1 and 2.
Now, guys, Noah Joyce really didn't hit the wall that hard, and that was pretty flat on the driver's side, so I actually think he will be good damage-wise. This is probably much like Cam Barnes earlier in the 7, and this is probably just a minor setback for this team. They got to come down here, put 4 tires on it, pull the fenders out. He's going to have to make up a ton of ground, but that car is still fast.
3 car going for a nasty spin, though. Sure, he'll still be fast, but just that loss of track position, Ricky. I mean,
Yeah.
that's heartbreaking.
That is. But that could have been substantially worse than it was. So I think
it's hard. It's hard to pass here when you're racing a guy that's of similar speed to you. Just not a whole, being a one groove racetrack, just not a whole lot you can do to try and get around guys. And man, it's going to be a tough sell for that 3 team.
Now Ray Tustin, the only one on track, it looks like, that stayed out there. 18 machine 5 laps down right now, so I think Tustin just sort of trying to get some wave rounds here.
Well, decent timing for Trey Coleman because he had just gotten another one of his laps back, and of course he will be the lucky dog here. So all hope not lost for the 8 crew, but they're probably going to need another caution to really get themselves back into this thing, or at least a caution or 2.
Yeah, it's not a terribly hard task, I wouldn't think, Tommy, especially with this restart, that you're getting the field bunch back up together. Dover's kind of a weird track too, in the sense that when you spin out here, you're kind of always in the racing line. So as you saw with the 3 there, that's why they threw the yellow, was that we had the whole field kind of coming through him, and he was just by where he spun out, that's right where you move up the track coming off of 2. So I don't think it would be hard for Coleman to get another caution here, get back on this lead lap.
Joe, what's the phrase about cautions bringing around other cautions?
Oh, they breed them.
That's right.
Or professional breeder.
Right now, who knows? The way the yellow flags might come out again. Possibly, Ricky, like you mentioned, could be another big incident with this Dover being, as it is, cars ending up in that racing line.
It's a self-cleaning racetrack.
With no Joyce now further back, this kind of flips the race around. Darren Ingram now going to have the point here. He actually passed Davey Hazard at the end of that run. We saw that live. So Ingram, we know where that car is on the long run compared to Hazard, I think. This should be an interesting battle here for the lead when they come back green.
Darren going to take the outside. We know that 23 is so good on these restarts. Hazard to the inside, then Cam Barnes and Cal Laval make up row number 2. Huang Do, Garrett Sidner, Noah Joyce, Zach Krastowski, Trey Coleman, Ray Tustin, and DJ Harris, I believe. See lap down? Someone will correct me in a second as we're getting ready to go back green into the restart zone. We go. Green flag, we're back underway, and a lot of wheel spin all throughout the field.
Well, Harris is on the lead lap. Trey Coleman now just 1 lap down.
Hazard on the bottom, clears Cal Laval for second. Now to the inside of Darren Ingram coming off of turn 2. Gonna get a big shove from Cam Barnes down the back straightaway.
We'll see how this 75 does on the bottom here underneath Darren.
Okay.
If he didn't touch Darren there, he got so close, Davey Hazard. He had such a run going off of turn 2 there. Here comes Cam Barnes, muscling on by the 23. 23 gets very loose. He gets into the outside wall.
And I don't even know if there was contact there. Joyce goes by Laval. He moves back into the top 4. But it's the Davey Hazard.
Ingram. Oh, sorry.
What happened?
Oh, I was going to say, 23 Darren Ingram cannot be happy right now.
Well, he's probably... yeah.
To say the least.
Get a replay real quick.
Honestly, I'm not sure, Joe. It looked like he was almost a little bit doing a bit of a stanky leg coming into the turn. Had to check up for it, and then he just sort of got finished off by the guys that were all stacked up behind him.
Oh, helicopter cam on...
66 of Harrison to the outside wall. He keeps it straight.
Yeah, I don't... It almost looks like Darren just hooks it right. Like an overcorrect
like,
almost.
Yeah.
At the end there.
He was definitely trying to save it there. It was very minute, but I think the car was over-rotating, and I think he was just trying to counter it, and it just snapped hard right.
Well, a new player at the front, it's Cam Barnes in the 7, and fan favorite Huang Do there in 3rd. Getting really loose off of turn 4, but manages to save the car. Noah Joyce now in 4th, and Cal Laval in 5th.
Davey Hazard moves up the track here, and that's going to let Cam Barnes get his nose to the inside, possibly. Not this time, but Look at Noah Joyce there, getting that third spot from Huang Do.
All right, real talk, real quick. Why is it that they always make passes when the cameras aren't focused on them? We're watching them, and then we go to something else, and then then now we make the pass. Come on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe. It's really a good sign, at least, if anything, whether it's on camera or not, that 3-car Noah Joyce still has some good speed in it. As does this 7 at Cam Barnes, 2 drivers that have been in incidents. Both would love a win here. Cam Barnes not in a must-win necessarily, but I mean that's the best way to get yourself into the Final Four. Both cars with incidents, both cars still have speed. It looks like.
Yeah, and I think Cam Barnes is a lot. Cam is a lot easier for him to point his way in because he's only 4 points out of that line, out of that cut line. So it's just a matter of just staying up near this front of this grouping, but. The easiest way to get past that is to just win this race and take all of the points out of it completely. But man, they're really going to have to deal with Noah Joyce because that 3-car is coming and he is coming fast.
Have to be careful with that easiest word. It's not the easiest way, it's the simplest way.
Yeah.
It ain't easy to win these races.
Slow. Huang Do almost spun it in turn 1, actually just got up into the outside wall, keeps it straight, we stay green, but
here's a replay, gets down kind of where that banking is a little wonky down there in turns 1 and 2. Tommy, I know you had a bunch of laps here in the TWB Airlines car earlier today.
Yeah, definitely. And it almost feels like getting into 1 that it's a little bit different than getting into 3 and 4. It can like really push you up the racetrack in a weird way and upset the car. So yeah, definitely a difficult entry here at Dover on both ends of the racetrack, but especially turn 1.
Cam Barnes still trying to challenge for the lead, but now he's getting a mirror full of that 3-car Dow Chemicals machine of Noah Joyce.
Yeah, if I'm Cam, I'm worried about that 3-car because I know he's hungry. I know he's starving. Noah Joyce hasn't eaten a W since the opener this season. And he's not going to go down quietly, especially after all the pace he showed earlier in this race. This is going to be quite the battle.
And Barnes hasn't won since race 4 at Anchorage. They're really close. No! Oh, Joyce into the wall.
Oh,
Caution flag waves. I told you it was going to be quite the battle. It happened right away.
I saw them go in there. I didn't know who was going to spin the 7 or the 3, but I knew one of them was going to spin. They made a pretty good... 3 gave the 7 a pretty good shot to the quarter panel there entering the turn.
I will say that as far as who he was behind, I raced the lights race on Monday. I can say that move doesn't surprise me, and I can say that result doesn't surprise me either.
And
again, Joyce really flat slaps that outside wall, which again I think I think that's fixable. This car's fast enough; he can do it again. It just that's such a weird spot because it seems like the 3's going to the inside the 7, and then it almost seems like they're going for the same real estate as they am to the turn there.
what's the etiquette there, guys? Is it, if you're the leading car, if the guy has position on you into the corner, are you just supposed to let him have that position? What's the etiquette there going into a corner like that, side by side, where that trailing guy, he's not all the way there, but he's definitely there?
Well, I mean, if he's there, you can't necessarily just cut across in front of him and wreck him. I'll tell you that much for sure. That's probably about all I can say.
Leagues always do this differently. I can't remember where I saw this. I believe this might have been Open Speedway. I saw this a long time ago, an old NR guide somewhere that had a really good marking on it. I always liked that was something like the side of the car, 3 lines. You know, if you're to the inside of the guy's rear quarter panel, he has the right of way. If you're to the inside of the guy's door, then it's fair game. And then if you're if the guy's if you're basically only a quarter panel ahead of him, then you have the right of way. So it's a tricky spot. I would usually say something like that it's probably the guy that is further ahead of the 2 on track. But I always kind of like that setup. It seems like a really simple way of just sort of looking at it when you're having to deal with situations like that. Because obviously it's racing. You got to throw it in sometimes, really kind of muscle your way past people. So when you have to kind of deal with the prevailing end of it on who do you call a wreck on or who did what, that Just to have a simple sort of frame of reference on that, I think is pretty handy.
Over the radio, the 3 car saying, I got chopped. So pretty cut and dry whose fault that was, to him at least. Meanwhile, back up front, Davey Hazard going to win the race off of pit road. Cam Barnes behind him. And Cal Laval in 4th.
Guys, Garrett Sidner in the 16 lost the motor.
Huh.
So Sidner is off track with a piston.
And
that Toyota Camry.
That 16 team was still in the battle for the Owners' Championship. That takes them out of it, though.
Yeah, it looks like it just blew up. No second thought to it. The car just let go.
Going back to the Drivers' Championship, guys, with that retirement and also Jamie Zalecki's early retirement in the 07, those drivers being Darren Ingram, Noah Joyce, and Zach Krastowski all must win to make it to the Final Four.
Coming down into the restart zone, Hazard with control. Back away we go. Green flag once again here at Dover. A good start for everybody.
We'll have to see how this 3-car rebounds now. He's got to come through the field once again, and hopefully not too torn up this time either. But boy, I'll tell you what, it's almost like flashbacks to last year's race here, how fast he was, but kept getting involved in incidents.
And that's frustrating, right? I mean, that's just, you know you're so fast, you know you got a car to win the race, and you know you have to win the race. The team built you that piece that you needed, and then you just have the luck, the luck and the positioning, and it goes wrong, right? That's just got to be so frustrating, especially 2 years in a row.
Absolutely. Having a car as good as he has and having the bad luck that he's had so far, it'll make you tear your hair out. By the end of the race, you'll end up looking like George Costanza.
Cam is not letting Davey Hazard get away here. Hasn't had the speed yet to make that pass of the 75 right now. Oh, he's close here, though. But I think it's just a matter of time. If Davey misses one corner here, that 7 is going to be all over him like a fly on honey.
Back to Noah Joyce, though. It's you know, pulling your hair out. It's just Artie Penske material, you know? That's what you really got to focus on at the end of the day.
Speaking of Penske here, Cal Lovell on that Penske looking old 12. Hanging with these guys here. Hasn't had the speed to challenge for the lead again, I guess, for the last few runs, but he's been able to keep with that top 3 speed. You gotta wonder if that 12 team's been making any adjustments, or if he's just sort of hoping that he can preserve his tires longer than these guys over the run.
Top 3 all within a second of each other. Then it's a little bit, not a terrible too long way back to DJ Harris and Zach Krastowski. Krastowski looking to the inside of the 66 for 4th. Zach again in that must-win situation, but also still looking for his first top 5 on the year.
Still has not eclipsed that top 5 mark at the end of a race, which is incredible to think about, but he's gotten himself to this position so far along into the season with 22 top 10s alone. He's got some work to do to catch these guys up front, but hey, anything's possible. We still got over half this race to go.
Guys, looking in chat here, Tony says fly on honey. That's what the saying is, right? Fly on honey? As Cam Barge goes to the inside of Davey Hazard?
Yeah, I would assume if,
I thought it was fly on honey.
Yeah. What an insane stat says Mikey Murata in chat about Krastowski.
I agree.
Davey Hazard's powering back by on that high line. Cam Barnes can't make the pass. Hazard keeps getting a really good run coming into the turn. Cal Laval's going to kind of split the middle here. Cam Barnes hits the apron, gets tight. Cal's going to get to the inside of him. They're almost 3 wide here for the lead, and that's going to let Davey Hazard regain the lead.
Well, I almost looked like Michael Waltrip hitting the berm tonight at Knoxville. That sent him up the track a little bit. That allowed Cal Lovell to get underneath Cam there. They're still fighting for second, but it looks like Cal's going to get it.
Back to the battle for 4th. Harris now to the inside of Krastowski for that position. It's a freight train behind that $66 General. What is that? Reading for Hope? It's something I don't know. Dollar General.
Oh, 66 gets really tight. That's going to kind of logjam Zach Rostowski up top. Let's go let Darren Ingram just go powering on by him for that position. Trey Coleman currently in the 7th is Coleman. Coleman is back on the lead lap. So Trey Coleman back in this as DJ Harris actually catches the wall a little bit.
And right behind DJ, something that's worrying me a little bit, guys, that 3-carb Noah Joyce really hasn't shown the speed that he did earlier since that most recent wreck. So really on the back foot now.
Sometimes that back foot starts to get worn out, doesn't it? You get a little angry, a little, you know, maybe a little more brash with your decision making later on in this thing as that foot starts to hurt.
Possibly, and especially given what they've been through and knowing that they had, at least at one point, a very fast car, it's just all that more frustrating. Here's going to be an interesting story right here up front, though, with Davey Hazard and Cal Lovell, 2 guys that are already locked in to this Final Four, and if one of them were to win, then it comes down to points on that last spot between Huang Do and Cam Barnes, and between those guys right now, Cam Barnes in 3rd, Huang Do's all the way back in 9th.
Not the night.
Huang Do's last car on the lead lap, actually. Not really putting up any fast times at the moment. I don't know if that 54 car is hurting her, if he has any mechanical issues. I don't think he's been in any wrecks. He was up front earlier. But this doesn't look like it has speed in it right now.
Well, of course, all the games 1, 2, 3 racing cars have had problems so far. Ray Tustin, Garrett Sidnor, now Huang Do having issues. So that Triumphant right now really not having the best showing at Dover this afternoon.
Guys, I think Cal Laval heard me say that he didn't have lead speed to challenge the leader here, so that's why he's doing this, because he's just running even lap times with Davey Hazard lap after lap. I think he heard me and he was like, oh, you want to bet?
Well, Cal, always an interesting fella to talk to after the race, and Hazard loose on exit, he's going around. Oh, right to the back of Cal, no contact with the 75, I don't believe, but that's going to bring out the yellow.
That's going to bring out the yellow. Hazard was
in the middle of the track spinning out.
Yeah.
And when's the last time we've seen the 75 get loose on corner exit and spin it around?
Yeah, I might have to buy a lottery ticket because that is extremely rare. Things like that do not have a very high chance of happening each and every time out on the racetrack. How about that?
Davey just goes for a spin here, just gets loose, hits that apron, makes it worse. He can't do it. It looks like the car over-rotates, and when it grabs the apron, that's what makes him spin, but such a full slide around the track, rested against the inside wall, no damage, still good to roll. Technically a caution because the 12 got into the back of him in the middle of the racing surface, so absolutely the right call there. But Davey Hazard really might have walked away from that with no damage, to be honest.
Hazard with a little bit of roof damage, it looks like.
Roof damage?
Yeah.
How do you have roof damage?
Well, you see, if we break immersion for a second.
I don't actually see any roof damage on my end.
I saw it when he hit the wall, and then I think it might have went away. But everybody coming down pit road, get 4 fresh Goodyear Racing Eagles. Again, we got everyone's kind of split down here on pit road. That's a different challenge here too tonight because everyone with different pit stalls, pit alignments, and whatnot. Means you don't necessarily have a good view of the competition when you're down on the pit lane.
No, but it does give for some nice elbow room, which at a place like Dover is very appreciated.
Well, there's contact with the 8 and 7, so apparently, yes, very much so that room would have been appreciated there between those two vehicles. And Barnes, he's pointed towards that inside wall. He's about to lose a bunch of spots.
These guys just keep doing this stuff to spite me as Cal Lovell, gonna come back out here and assume the lead. Now that Davey Hazard will probably have to go to the end anyways for that incident. Oh, Noah Joyce over the radio does not have second gear.
Don't need it.
And saying, guess that spin killed the car. So, Tommy, I think that 3 definitely did have some prevailing issues from that second spin.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaker because you had everything going right for you, then one mistake ended up kind of causing the other, just being back in the field like that, and boy, how quickly things can spiral out of control.
I see a lot of frowny faces in chat right now.
Indeed. That's okay. Hazard going to line up 6th here on the restart. On the front row, it's going to be Cal Laval, Darren Ingram, Cal with control, then DJ Harris, Trey Coleman, Noah Joyce, Davey Hazard, Zach Kristowski, Cam Bards, Huang Do, and then Ray Tustin, the rest of your top 10. Tustin still a few laps down. Coming down into the TWB Mike-Co restart zone, and back away we go. Green flag once again. A smoke. It's Noah Joyce.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I think we're okay.
I think he's okay. I think it might have just been a result of that second gear not being a thing. I think he's going to be okay. He's under power right now.
Yeah, guys, I was just going back looking at it. I think what happened was Joyce started in first gear, because obviously you can't start the race in third gear because the car's just not going to go. I think he tried starting it in first and then just clutched it and shoved it into third gear and spun the tires a little bit. But I was concerned too. I thought he blew something out there.
A lot of slicing and dicing up front. Trey Coleman, who was multiple laps down earlier, back on the lead lap and fighting hard in third place. Trying to get back to where he started this race, up front and first.
That 8 car likes it when it gets in the clean air, so if he can get back to the front, you're going to have to watch out because that car will start to run away with this one.
Maybe Hazard already up into the 4th position here with Trey Coleman. It's going to be interesting to see who's faster at the moment. I think the 75 will probably be faster in traffic here. Coleman moves up the track a little bit. Davey looks to the inside, looking. Trey can't get that low line because he sees Davey there.
Yeah, guys.
That's a pretty good power off.
I'm just going to give you a little tip right now. I would keep one eye on the 7 and the 3 because I don't think Noah Joyce has been too happy with him getting kind of shoved off the racetrack by the 7. So if we see another situation like that, we might see some sparks fly.
And now just 100 laps to go in this one.
Oh, and a huge implication.
Oh! Oh!
Coleman flipping. Oh,
Oh,
no.
another hit.
No.
Oh my, Noah Joyce destroyed Trey Coleman.
Oh my goodness gracious. And guys, I gotta tell you something right now. Huang Do has retired from this race. That's huge.
Yeah, that's Huang Do was off track there. I don't know if he just came to pit road and parked it, I think. Yeah.
No idea what happened to that 54.
Coming off of turn 2, Coleman just snaps it right. I think does a barrel roll down the back straightaway.
This is, we'll talk about throwing a wrench into this whole playoff picture here. Coleman collects Cam Bards, he collects Noah Joyce. My goodness. Now, I think Cam Barnes actually gets off pretty, gets out of this with not a lot of damage. So I think Cam Barnes might, that might be fixable on that 7 machine. But Noah Joyce, Trey Coleman, those cars are just toast.
The rear end is all torn up on that 3 car. It looks pretty dire for them. The whole crew is out there assessing the damage, and boy, they've got a lot of work to do because, man, that's a heartbreaker. It looked like he had such a good piece, but that might have just been the straw that broke the camel's back.
Dow Chemicals on board with Joyce through turns 1 and 2. You're going to see that 8 car, white car there in third. Hit the wall, nowhere to go. Then you just kind of get slung around when you make contact in this game, or sim, sorry.
Darren Ingram only taking 2 tires on that stop.
That's an interesting strategy call, because if you're Ingram, you're sitting in a really good spot. Cam's going to have some damage. And we came into tonight, the gap between Cam Barnes and Darren Ingram. That's the gap you want to look at now, right? Because Huang Do, if he's retired, he has no shot at making it. Hazard, we already know, has advanced to the Final Four next week. The gap there between Barnes and Ingram, if it were to be on points, and Barnes and Joyce too, but we think that 3 car is going to be very critically damaged. It's what, 7 points? And we still have 8 cars on track, so I mean, it's close.
I think it's a tough sell because you've got Huang Do in the 54. He's going to end up 10th in this race. So really what Cam has to do is finish, I think, 7th or better is going to get that done, or excuse me, 6th or better and get that done. I mean, a 7 car certainly looks like it has still a good amount of speed in it, so I don't know, Joe. There's a lot of play. There's still a lot of time left.
100 laps left to do in this race. A little less than 100, about 97 laps to go right now. So we got some time, but man, there's a lot of moving parts going on in the points picture right now.
Folks, a lot of moving points in the parts in the points picture. Words are hard, but we also have a bunch of moving pieces here on JTN, a bunch of upcoming broadcasts presented by our friends at TWB Technologies. Together, we are better tomorrow night. Hobo Truck Series from the Nashville Super Speedway, Bomb Squad Cup from Pocono on Thursday, and then finale night here with the USORL Cup Series next Saturday night as we're choosing. Ingram going to take the outside. Tommy, you had an idea.
A little surprised that, say, Ray Tustin in that 18, who's a teammate to Huang Do, wouldn't retire, knowing that Huang retired, to get him that one extra spot, one extra bonus point, to try and help him push that into the final round. But no such thing occurred.
No team orders. No manipulating the race. Ingram with control here on the restart. Best of the business at it. Green flag, we're back underway.
Keep a note there that Darren Ingram only took 2 tires. I don't think it wasn't a long run that they were out there, but those are worn left sides.
As far as I'm concerned, guys, with the number of laps left in this race, and given who he has to beat by how many points he'd have to beat him by, I think this is probably just still a must-win for Darren Ingram.
No, Davey!
Oh my goodness, how did he hang on to that? Davey Hazard, how did he do that?
Open up the battle for the lead.
Cal to the inside of Darren down into turns 3 and 4. That 12 car going to take over the lead. He's going to bring Cam Barnes with him. Move Barnes back up into second. DJ Harris now look to the inside for third.
Don't forget about this one of Zach Krastowski here. Zach can pull a rabbit out of his hat here and win this. That immediately puts him into the chase. 15 points out. He's basically in a win to get in situation at the moment. And running in that 4th position, making a good case for himself right now. If he can get just a little extra speed out of that Sun Energy Camaro.
Cam Barnes currently ahead of Huang Do on points, so put that 7 car in the final 4 at this moment. Still over 90 laps left. Cam in 2nd place right now. He's got 8 points to Huang Do, so it's a gap of 4, +4 for Cam Barnes. He's looking to make a +5. Around he goes in front of Cal Lovell.
Cam to the
Cam right now. You just can't get ahead of yourself. I hate to be like it's points racing right now, full points racing, but he just wants to make sure that he is doing everything he can to get a good finish out of this.
Don't crash. That's all you got to do. Just don't crash,
yeah,
and you'll
basically.
more than likely don't crash, don't speed, don't make a mistake. And just keep doing what you're doing because you got the pace, right? You got that top 5 pace. Just got to keep doing what you're doing. That's all you got to do. That's all. It's easy as that. Easy as that.
Ray Coleman in chat saying car broke loose and iRacing overcorrect. Hate to ruin everyone's chase hopes there.
Battle on for third. Hazard back by DJ Harris for that position.
The iRacing overcorrect giveth and it taketh away. Davey Hazard had a great save there with that big old twitchiness, but yeah, it definitely, you could tell Trey got very loose there and just couldn't, there was nothing he could do. But the 8 car blown up on track, shooting out smoke, so the 8 coming down pit road, this will probably put Coleman out of the race.
It will put Coleman out of the race. Would assume that 8 car going to take it behind the wall. Tommy, you know, we talk about it's Cam, it's the easy thing for him here. He's just got to make sure he doesn't bungle anything up, right? Just can't wreck. Top 3, top 4, top 5. It's going to get you in to the next round. You don't necessarily have to win now. Do you know what else is really easy to do?
Go to the JTN merch store and pick up some sweet merch.
That's one of them, but even easier
Oh, well, even easier would be to hit the like button and subscribe.
There you go. Currently 15 watching, 7 likes. Come on, let's get that up to 10. Come on. If you haven't hit it already, please do. It helps us so much here on JTN. When you smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, we got all kinds of great live NR 2003 online racing here on the JoeTowNetwork. I'm Joe. That was Tommy and Ricky up here in the booth. Can't thank you guys enough for tuning in here tonight from Dover. The penultimate race of the USORL Red Bull Cup Series. And right now we're watching Cam Barnes, who wasn't in a must-win to advance to the Final Four. Well, he's right now in the spot where he would win if the race was to end right now.
Trey Coleman retiring from the race, guys. That puts it down to basically Cam just has to finish this race on the lead lap, and he's in. It looks less and less likely that he's going to miss unless we get a winner like Darren Ingram or Zach Rostowski.
Or Noah Joyce.
Still possible. But I'll tell you what, boy, we have seen some absolute heartbreak here at this track 2 years in a row now for not just Noah Joyce, but for other drivers as well.
You know, Dover, it's the Monster Mile. Miles the Monster obviously watches over this place, and you talked about the iRacing overcorrect giving and taketh away, but old Miles Monster decided that he wanted to take away some folks' chance at a championship here tonight.
I want to give a quick shout out to Michael Murata. Michael Murata, if you're out there listening, this is a quick shout out to you.
Go check out M2 Designs on Twitter. That's at M2_Designs41 on Twitter for some really good wallpapers. SRX wallpapers now that he's got going on there for your phone. So go give him a shout. Go give him a check out and tell him that we sent you there on Twitter. Link's in the description below.
You know, I've been rocking my Jason Keller background screen thanks to Michael, but I think I'm going to have to pick up a Michael Waltrip one soon because we're Michael Waltrip fans in this household. So
y'all are.
Absolutely.
Right now, guys, Cal Laval's starting to close back in on Cam Barnes for that position, but running faster lap times the last bunch of times around this place. And right here, look, he's looking to the inside, coming down the back straightaway. He's on the quarter panel of the 7. Gonna dive it in here to turn 3. Let's see if he can take the lead.
Well, you said let's see if he can take the lead. He does take the lead off of turn 4, and Barnes extremely loose.
Wiggle.
That's a big wiggle right there. That's the one that makes you change your pants after the race. I'll tell you what, I mean, that's your playoff hopes that could go up in smoke with a moment like that if it goes any worse.
Guys, you know what I love is Airheads Candy.
You shouting him out?
Yeah.
Yeah, shouting out to Airheads Candy in chat.
I take like a mini Airheads kind of thing to work every day for lunch.
Just that?
I like the mystery one.
Well, okay, no, that's not just that, but it's like my little dessert after my sandwich.
Your treat.
Sure.
Okay. What flavor though? Because I was always a mystery guy because I like to be mysterious.
Doesn't matter to me. I like them all.
Ricky?
I like the mystery one. I like the strawberry one, I think, or the watermelon one.
Ooh, watermelon.
I like the ones that are red. But speaking of red here, that red 75, that red, no, that's orange.
It's okay.
Red spoiler and splitter out there, third in line red spoiler and splitter of Davey Hazard. See, I brought it back to the red.
Great recovery.
That. Davey Hazard running a lot of fast lap times here. DJ Harris running a lot of fast lap times here with Hazard around this place. And then right behind them, Darren Ingram's faster than anyone else on track at the moment.
Noah Joyce right there on the back bumper of that 23 as well. So Joyce still has some speed in that car. Probably a little loose right now, missing the rear end, but
yeah, that 3 car's running faster than I think we expected, and he said his car was hurting after that spin, but right here he's fighting with Darren Ingram. Well, I think Ingram had a good lap there in the draft because it seems like it leveled out this time by, but Davey Hazard on the back bumper of that 7 car, Cam Barnes.
I definitely think that this long run is helping the 3 car because as the tires kind of wear out, that 3 car, if he is a little bit looser, I mean, that's actually going to be an advantage And running maybe a little bit down on power could actually help him save those tires a little bit. So, I mean, he needs this thing to go green to the end most likely, but I wouldn't say it's impossible for this 3-car to come back.
Battle for second. Hazard now makes the pass on Cam Barnes. DJ Harris now to the inside of that 7. Mustang battle there. Harris backs off. Cam maintains third.
He's looking to the inside of the 23 again. They get closer coming off of turn 4. But Noah Joyce has the position. Can he make the pass? There's door to door here coming into turn 4. This should be for the 5th spot.
Coming down the back straightaway into 3. Ingram able to hold him off.
Yeah, I think that 3 just doesn't have the power coming off. You can see it there. He gets a good run, and then it just sort of farts out about halfway coming down the straightaway.
That's a great way of putting it, Ricky.
He's got that nose to the inside of the 23. Darren Ingram once again.
Ingram just able to power on that outside right now, and we didn't necessarily think that line was going to come in as much as it has, but it's still, it's not like you're able to make passes in that outside line as the run goes on.
No, but I think you can kind of use it to sort of, if you arc yourself up the track. Davey Hazard way up the track. Is there something wrong with the 75 at Hazard?
I think he got loose. Again. That's allowed Darren Ingram and Noah Joyce to close up to DJ Harris as well. Harris to the inside of Hazard down into turns 1 and 2. They're still side by side through the center. Davey taking that big arc all the way out to the outside retaining wall to try to get a good run off. He's clear of the 66 down the back and maintains third position here. Is now Darren trying to get to the outside of that 66 of Harris.
Yeah, and as does Noah Joyce, trying to utilize the run off of the corner and the little bit of draft that Darren is providing for him right in front. It is a thing at this track slightly. Oh man, that 66 a little loose there. To the inside
wall. Oh, he hangs on to it.
Big save.
He bounced back perfectly into the racing line, so
well,
it's working out okay.
It's as they say, last night you took an L, but tonight you bounced back,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guy that didn't need to bounce back, though, is last week's winner, Cal Laval. Last week at Texas, got win number 2 on the season.
He's looking for that third one.
For Dale, of course.
3 for Dale. AAA loves Dover. They always sponsor the Cup races here, so it makes sense that the AAA car is leading here.
They don't sponsor it anymore.
Oh, Davey Hazard up the track again.
Oh, contact!
Problems right there. Big time problems. That 75 car, late in the run, he looks like that thing's a handful.
A little bit.
Oh, man, Davey Hazard. How did he save that in turn 2? That car got 45 degrees sideways. And they should have to be coming back up on green flag pit stops pretty soon here, guys.
Here's the replay of what happened to Hazard down into 2. Are going to get a big step out on him through the center, something we've seen from the 75 all throughout the night. Then a big time loose down the back, which you saw live in contact. And well, we go back live now as Noah Joyce still trying to work over the 23 of Darren Ingram for the 3rd position now.
Got to say, I'm pretty impressed with the recovery by the 3 car. It's clear that he doesn't have the speed he had before, and let's make no mistake, Cal Lovell is really checked out here in this race, ahead of everybody by almost a 1.5 seconds now. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but Noah is certainly not out of this thing by any stretch of the imagination, but he's still got quite the tough concrete road in front of him.
It's funny, Tommy, we were talking about the draft. Who just ran the fastest lap on track last time by was Darren Ingram, and then Noah Joyce was the 2nd fastest. So that draft does have some results. Ingram and Joyce just did it again, actually, the 22.5 compared to our leader's 22.8.
And they're catching Cam Barnes up here. Going to be real interesting to see what happens when these 3 get there.
Are they tandem racing at Dover?
It almost looks like it.
It seems like if Noah Joyce can get some help here. Noah Joyce makes contact with the 7 a little bit. That's Clench City, but he's gonna try following Cam Barnes to the inside of Darren Ingram, see if he can use that 7 to get up by him.
Oh, he's going to the inside.
I think that might be a little that pent-up aggression, still not happy with Barnes from the earlier incident in this one. If I had to guess.
Oh, I think you're right, Joe. That 3-car upset, his chances have been dashed quite a bit by that earlier incident. Of course, so many things happening in this race with that 3-car. It looked like he was so quick, but man, I'll tell you what, he's still fighting.
Yeah, if you're out of the 3-car, you're allowed to kind of hit that intimidator button a few times too.
Of course.
He has. Oh! Attack! Darren Ingram spins out the 7. That's going to bring out a caution here.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Remember how we said Cam Barnes just had to stay in the lead lap? Well, now he's kind of right up against the window.
This changes everything.
There are a lot of things being yelled on radios right now.
Sure.
I am sure that's a wild one there. What happened here, guys?
Darren just kind of followed him coming off the corner. Just kept. We know that
Looks
20.
like Darren. He backed up the track a little bit. He like backed up the turn a lot, middle of the corner, and then arced it down the track. And it looked like he got a really good run, and he just kind of went for it.
He went for it. I mean, that's what you got to do. I think he was probably expecting that 7 to swing out to the outside wall a little bit more.
Yeah.
But Cam decided to take that more defensive line on exit.
Yeah, because they were pretty kosher there racing each other. I don't think I saw anything inherently like over aggressive unless. So I don't think that was like retaliation for anything. I think it was just Ingram maybe just miscalculated how much a 7 was going to move up the track, like you said, because he got a big run. Darren Ingram is there he is. Oh, transponder issues of the 23 there. I thought he crashed.
That would have been disaster. You have a number 23 on your car this year, it seems like, in stock car racing. You just don't have a lot of good luck.
No, but he's still in second right now, so I guess we'll see where he ends up here going down pit road. Cal Laval's going to lead him down, but this is a saving grace for Davey Hazard right now, because he can just throw everything in the kitchen sink of that car to figure out why he was sliding around like crazy.
Everybody, once again, coming down pit road, get 4 Mr. Feelgoods on their racing vehicles. Make sure. Hey, we're down on pit road right now. We got pit stops going on, but folks, make sure you're tuning into all of our upcoming races. The best way to stay in touch with us is to make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. You can hit the bell icon. You'll get notified anytime we go live. That way you don't miss a single race. Also, check out our Twitter and Facebook, linked at the top of the video description below. Give us a follow over there. Once we get to, I don't know, what's a good number for Twitter followers to do a giveaway?
I don't know. I like even numbers. I like something you can easily divide by.
250?
I think 250 is fair.
250. We'll give away a JTN t-shirt to one lucky follower.
We passed Michael Waltrip and followers on
YouTube.
Yeah.
Go subscribe to Mikey.
Yeah.
Come on.
How many subscribers does he have now?
I don't know. I didn't look.
I don't know. I'm sure he passed us by this point.
Probably.
I just thought it was funny. I saw it when it went up, and it was like 4, because he had just made the page like 20 minutes before that, and then tweeted it out.
Getting ready to go back. Green Darren Ingram with control there. Or no, Calaval with control here on the restart on the outside. Ingram on the bottom. Noah Joyce, Cam Barnes, Zach Krastowski, Davey Hazard, and the 23 goes around.
23 is around. That is going to be another caution?
Yes. Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was a little bit of contact, and I'm pretty sure that 23 is going to want to come get 4 fresh tires. That was the slowest yellow ever.
I think they were in a weird spot there. I've noticed these guys have been backing up that starting zone every single time, and now they're kind of starting in turn 1. Almost looks like And I think Ingram just spun the tires a little bit there. Noah Joyce was ready to push the 23, and just when Ingram spun the tires, just set him around.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cal really waited till the end of that restart zone there for that one. And throughout the night, we've seen guys kind of start in the middle of it. Tommy, I know you. I always go back to you because you always do a good job of really doing your homework, doing your studying. I know you're a very good student. I just read the wall there going into turn 1. What makes it so difficult to restart here? Is it because of where that restart zone is, kind of in the corner? You got that banking, so the car is kind of all wonky. I mean, is it the surface? What really makes it so hard to restart here at Dover, even on fresh tires?
Yeah, anytime you're not restarting in a straight line, it's really, really difficult because as you're applying the gas and your wheel isn't straight, you're basically forcing your car to turn, and in which case you're going to get loose. But even on a straightaway here at Dover, just the grip levels are not what they are at other racetracks. And of course includes the Micro restart zone as well. So when you're in a high RPM range hitting the gas, well, you can definitely spin those tires easy and spin out like you saw there.
Well, you mean they're not applying any of that TWV traction compound in the restart zone to help these guys hook up those rear tires?
Oh, we're done with that stuff.
Okay. Hey, put resin on the racetrack. Apparently, that's a little bit better because it's not as heat activated, and you can actually lay rubber with it. What do I know?
Raisins into the track. That's what I gotta say.
What'd you say?
I said smear raisins into the track.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
That's one way to do it.
Mass calamity indeed tonight. Oh my goodness. Folks, like Tommy said earlier, another easy thing to do is to go ahead and check out the JTN merch store. You can get our JTN race car merch now available. We also have different driver merch. We have Davey Hazard merch, Matthew Steelman, King of the Jungle merch. Really good-looking shirt there. Mikey Murata making his mark in the USORL. I mean, just a bunch of great designs. Go check them out now. Available on the JTN merch store, including this, our JTN race car merch. Coming back into the restart zone, Cal Laval with control. Ian Barnes on the inside, Noah Joyce, Davey Hazard, Zach Krastowski, DJ Harris. Your top 6 on your screen as we get ready to go back. Green flag coming to lap 148. Back away we go. Green flag, and obviously Joyce without the second gear, big time struggling on the restart, but did Barnes have control on that restart?
Well, Cal Lovell did, so we'll have to see.
Oh!
18 Ray Tustin is round.
Oh, back end tore up, and it's tore up again. Another hit.
We're throwing the caution again after that one. A hard wreck. Mass calamity, yo.
Looks like Zach Krastowski in the one got loose in the middle lane. Kind of had a snappy correction there, and when he saved it, he got into the 18 who was coming down the track.
Well, Kyle Busch made
a tough night.
May have won his 100th Xfinity Series race today, but Ray Tustin is just looking to finish this race here tonight with that 18. It is all tore up.
It's just truly been mass calamity, yo. Cal Loval, DJ Harris staying out. Interesting choice. Really no... I don't know, guys. Is there a real reason to come back down here? Yeah, you can't make it to the end, I don't think.
It'd be very, very close on fuel, Ricky, to your point. It's going to be really, really tight. If they go green all the way to the end, we're going to run a couple laps here under yellow. They might be able to if they save pretty heavy, and they might just do that by saving tires anyway. So it's possible. It is possible.
Guys, I'm looking at the restart here from our helicopter cam, and I want you guys to just look at this replay and tell me what you see.
I don't know. I mean, I see that 7-car take off before that 12's even ready to go. So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, Cal still has the lead here as he stays out. Going to save a little bit of fuel, hitting that clutch. And I think you're right. I mean, you can save 2 laps, though, here at Dover. So these guys that just pit, they can probably make it to the end. I don't see us going to the end without a caution with the way this race is played out here tonight.
Well, given that there's not too many cars left, I would disagree with you if it wasn't for the incidents that we just had, where it feels like even though we have such a limited number of cars, we've still had incidents. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out towards the end, especially with how Cal Lovell and DJ Harris manage their fuel situations as well.
Well, they're really the only 2 guys that we haven't seen involved in an incident tonight. I'm going to knock on my wooden desk right now. Cancel out all the bad juju I just put on them, probably. But just past midnight here on the East Coast. Folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. To all the fathers out there, a very happy Father's Day to you, as it is Father's Day on the East Coast. And happy Father's Day to all those tomorrow. Make sure you join us, though, tomorrow night, 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Tommy and I will be at the Nashville Super Speedway with Hobo Truck Series Racing. Going to be a fun Father's Day show for those boys at Hobo. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure you're also subscribed with notifications turned on. We're choosing. Barrett's going to take the bottom. Make sure he's starting on the front row. Zach Kristowski barely hits the box. Or barely misses the box, rather. Excuse me.
Not a lot of people starting on this high line here.
Which is surprising, because the high line has control here on the restart with that 12 of Cal Lovell, DJ Harris, Cam Barnes, Davey Hazard, and Noah Joyce. Everyone lining up behind Noah. I feel like that's the car I wouldn't want to line up behind without that second gear. Getting ready to go into our TWV, or might go restart zone, and back away we go. DJ really loose on the bottom. Cal going to win the race back to the line. Hazard all over the back bumper, now diving to the inside. Not going to have the nose there. Hits the apron a little bit. Top 4 broken away from the rest of the field.
Surprise there with Noah Joyce lacking second gear. Quite the restart for Hazard, pushing Cal Lovell and pushing himself clear of DJ Hazard on the inside. Of DJ Harris on the side.
DJ Harris really loose there off turn 4. 7 got to his inside, had a big wiggle. Cam Barnes gets on by him for that 3rd spot. Now, Noah Joyce, he was talking about this over the radio. When he gets rolling, he's fine. It's just that restart's what killing him. And he's good right now. If Harris starts dropping back a little bit, this might help him catch a little bit of wind, catch that draft a little bit, and kind of pull himself back over to the leaders.
Yeah, can't forget, though, that 3 car still in a must-win situation basically from the start of this race anyway, so a lot of work to be done.
There's always
a little bit further up the track here. Davey Hazard getting a really good run off turn 4. Looks like we're under caution here again, guys. 18 of Ray Tustin.
What did you say, Tommy? I think you owe me something.
I'm not sure if I owe you anything except for you're right and I'm wrong.
That's all
Ray
I ever
Tustin
wanted.
and Zach Kristowski
Sometimes
again,
that's
guys.
the most valuable thing you can ever get.
Yeah, Tustin loose on the top, comes across the nose of the 18, nowhere to go for him. Tustin again in that Kyle Busch tribute scheme, maybe?
It's
I don't know
had
what
a
you'd
tough
call
night.
it. Very tough night. Not as good of a night as Kyle Busch, I'm sure.
Now everyone's coming down pit road here.
Well, now we're going to be good to go on fuel.
But, yeah. The rolling of the dice is no more. Dice rolling is out the window.
Folks, again, can't thank you enough for tuning in. I feel like I keep saying that, but I really do mean it. Can't thank you enough for all of your support here on JT. And make sure if you haven't already, you smash that like button on the video. Help us get up close to 15 likes would be awesome on this one. No, the crowd has kind of starting to trickle their way in as we're closing in on the end of this one. Make sure you also say hi in the chat to us. DJ Harris, Darren Ingram going to be the first 2 off of pit road.
Well, Darren, I mean, hey, let's make sure we know what's at stake for this 23 car, because if he wins this race, I mean, that's him in the Final 4, and I know how much he loves Homestead and how good he was there last season, winning the last race of the season, although he wasn't part of that Final Four. I know how much he wants to be in a position to win this championship because he really feels like if he can get there next week, he's got a real shot at it. And he certainly has a chance now that he's back up front.
All you ask for is a chance as a race car driver. That's all you want. That's all you tell your crew chief. Just give me a chance. Ingram going to have a chance on the outside, but DJ Harris on the bottom going to have control here on the restart. Hazard, Laval, Joyce, Barnes, Krastowski, and Tustin. Your 8 remaining drivers in this original field of 12. Coming down into the Mikeco restart zone. 66 with control. Back away we go. Green flag once again, and again, a lot of wheel spin.
Whole lot of wheel spin. Sometimes drivers might even throw it into second gear on these restarts to try and minimize that, but obviously not there. Everyone trying to get everything they can. Hazard right on the back bumper of Ingram as DJ Harris leads the way quite comfortably.
Good jump for that 66.
Look at chat, Tony. It says, why roll the dice when you can roll a car? And
Ask Trey Coleman.
Literally.
Yeah. Trey, if you're still watching, if you could answer that question, that would be awesome.
DJ Harris actually pulling away here right now. That's pretty impressive by the 66 with a little bit of strategy. But Darren Ingram right behind him. This is another car that I think would benefit from winning to get in here.
Ingram, yes.
And Davey Hazard behind him. Looking fast, looking to the inside on that 23. Really gonna throw it in deep. Can the 23 hang on to it?
They have the momentum on the outside. Barnes to the inside of Laval back there for 4th.
Oh my, you can see both of them just swashed up the track a little bit there. Got a little bit sideways.
And all this infighting for seconds, allowing DJ Harris to maintain his gap towards the front.
These cars are driving terrible right now.
Nah, they're driving good. Barnes to the inside, clips the apron a little bit, loose on the bottom. That might allow Ingram to get a good enough run on the outside. Still not clear of the 7, although he's just going to take it going down into turn 3.
And guys, Zach Krastowski spun coming off of turn 2 last time by, so Krastowski, who is absolutely in a win-in-your-in situation, 7th spot right now, probably going to go a lap down because he's limping hurt tires.
Speaking of limping, Noah Joyce trying to get his way back up to this lead pack. He is little by little closing the gap, so if he can continue to do that, and this thing stays green to the end, he just might have a shot.
That's the best situation for that 3 car. He needs this race to run green to the end to have a chance to advance to that Final Four.
I don't think he can afford another yellow at any point, even if it were to come soon, because he just loses so much on these restarts. This thing's got to go green to the end for him. Meanwhile, Cam Barnes is still sitting in a good position that would move him on to this championship 4. It's really in Darren Ingram's hands right now if he can get back up and take the lead. But to do that, he's got to get through 2 cars, one of which being Davey Hazard, who just passed him a couple laps ago.
Darren's going to get a little help here because as Davey catches DJ Harris, he's going to get stopped up after racing for position. That's going to let Ingram kind of get some free time here to figure out his line, but no, he just wiggles a little bit. 7 almost gets to the back of him. Cal Laval to the inside, get a big push. All right, Cam Barnes to the inside, getting a big push with Cal Laval. Sorry, I had it backwards. Davey Hazard to the lead.
Hazard takes over the lead. Barnes takes over 3rd. Laval now looking for 4th. The inside of the 23 of Ingram. And Cam getting loose on the bottom now. Gonna allow Laval to the inside for 3rd.
Well, I don't know. This 7 car, I think he's led a lap, so I think that's a bonus point. If he were to fall to the tail end of this little grouping here behind Noah Joyce, I still think he would make it in. I'm not sure whether or not that 54 of Huang Do ever led a lap early on. I don't know. They might be tied. There's a lot of questions right now.
Don't believe so. I don't think he stayed out on any of the pit stops. I don't think he led on track.
Still some questions to be answered. That Final Four group, we know 3 of the drivers, but not the 4th. Davey Hazard in the lead. He is one of them locked in tonight. But right now, Cam Barnes in position to take the 4th spot. Right behind him, Darren Ingram, who needs a win to get in, much in a similar situation as Noah Joyce, who currently runs in 6th. A lot of drama here, late in the going here, as they're just about over 30 laps remaining in this race.
And they're starting to get spaced out here late in this one, and that is not what you want to see if you're Noah Joyce. You really need those guys to start racing so you can catch that little sniff of draft. Krastowski going a lap down, or another lap down here. Up near the wall. Scary moment there through 3 and 4. Still going to ride the high side down in 1 and 2.
Yeah, Zach Krastowski gets up high just to let everyone out of the way there. Made sure, very heads up driving there by the 1. Didn't want to get in anyone's way, so he just sort of stays out of line there. But 12 coming up on the back of DJ Harris in the 66. He's got to go track down Davey Hazard if he wants a shot at this win. Can't get past Harris there, so Harris is going to hang on to it, but he gets a loose coming into turn 1 here. That's going to let Cal Laval get to the inside of him, make that pass fairly easily.
Big loose condition from the 66. Might have clipped the apron a little bit. Now Barnes looking to the inside through turns 3 and 4. Going to get there side by side and make the pass. So move Cam Barnes back up into 3rd. Darren Ingram now looking for 4th on the 66 of Harris.
Harris going way high in 1 and 2.
I wonder if he's letting Darren on by because he knows that's enough point situation.
Hey.
So it stands right now. Davey Yazoo in 1st, Cal Laval in 2nd, Cam Barnes in 3rd, Darren Ingram will be 4th, and then DJ Harris in that 5th spot, and then Noah Joyce brings up the rear of this pack in that 6th position. Noah Joyce, it seems like as the tires start to wear in, that's when that 3 car starts picking up. Like maybe something about that damage is helping his handling enough that he can start making up a little bit on that speed deficit in the corners here.
And I think that's exactly what we saw on that last green flag run. You also got to think about if everyone else is slowing down at a higher rate, right? Everyone else has more top-end speed right now with the damage on that 3. Everyone else has more top-end speed. They're running maybe a little harder at the start of the run, so maybe that 3 saving the tires a little bit. That 3 also probably very loose, missing the rear spoiler and the rear end clip on that Chevrolet. So you also got to consider that, like Tommy was saying earlier, that as the car starts to tighten up for everyone else, well, his car was already wicked loose to start the run, so he's got a little bit more to give on that tight condition later in the run.
Oh, that is true.
That was a mess of a way to explain exactly what you said, Ricky. I'm sorry.
Right now, he is running the fastest laps of this group just because he's getting pulled around by that draft. And I really do think, yeah, like we were talking about, I think his cornering speed's a lot higher than these guys when they start tightening up, just because his car is inherently so loose. And this might be a little bit of a secret weapon here for Dover. If only he had all that engine power under the hood, then he would be unstoppable right now.
Well, time is winding out, though. I mean, there's still a chance. If you believe in miracles, keep watching here on JTN. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, as I watch these cars go around here, as we enter the final, 20-odd laps of this race, I can't help but feel for Darren Ingram, who was a really, really fast car all season long. Here he goes, making a move to the inside of Cam Barnes, thinking about how good they were at Homestead last year and how much they wanted to be in the Final Four, how everything went wrong last week at Texas, and now really, really, really looking like things are kind of falling apart for them here. They've got a couple more cars to pass to get back to the lead, but not much time to do it.
And Barnes also gets passed by Noah Joyce. Joyce coming into the picture. Laval to the inside of Hazard. This battle for the lead. Folks, I hope you wouldn't confuse this track for Texas because they are completely different, but you can potentially confuse the battle for the lead as these two fought last week to get that guaranteed spot to Homestead. Hazard still hanging tough on the outside, but that 75 big loose.
Oh my goodness, and that's a huge moment right there, because just as I was talking about time might be running out for Darren, with about 20 laps to go this time by, he's got one car ahead of him. That one car ahead of him is his shot to make the championship 4 and to win the title.
And right behind him, Noah Joyce, same exact story in that 3 car. He's going to need some help,
goodness.
but look at this, and Cal Laval, he's really going to have to play defensive. That 12 car's been fast all night, but the draft really does help keep up with that leader here. And Darren Ingram's been running faster laps than this 12 machine.
Now, if you're Noah, you know that 23 is one of the most aggressive guys in the garage area. You know he's not afraid to make a crazy move, a crazy pass. And, well, what I was about to say is completely going out the window as Joyce looks to the inside down into turn 3.
Oh, making that big move there that he tried to make on Cam many laps ago. This time he gets it on Darren Ingram. Noah Joyce out of nowhere to second place.
Now, can he use this 12 car? Can he use that draft to pull in on Cal Laval? If he's got that handling advantage, it's really going to pay off here. Ray Tustin on the apron, letting these guys go on by, spun out, but no caution. We stay green. Noah Joyce actually pulling away for the 23 of Darren Ingram.
Ingram
Next car is Cal Laval up front there. That time by. I'm telling you what, he's closing the gap a little bit.
Does he have enough time?
Oh, it's going to be tricky. But
It's one thing if he gets to his back bumper, but he's still got to pass him, guys.
What are the tactics that you use here? Are you going Ryan Newman?
No, you might have to. If you're in another situation, you might have to. That time by Noah Joyce, a 10th faster than Cal Laval in front.
He is there, guys.
Bumper.
All over the back bumper, down into 3. Noah Joyce in the must-win situation. Just he's right there coming off of 4. Cal gonna get a good run down the straightaway, and Darren Ingram starting to close in 3rd.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he can't
gap a little bit.
This.
Cal Laval was a little bit slower in the middle of the corner, so that 3 car lost some momentum trying to get it on back here down the back straightaway.
You can't mess around too long on this. Darren Ingram is right there, and he's going to start pulling in on these guys. If he if Noah Joyce waits too long, he's got to make this move. He's got to figure out a way to pass Cal. He keeps getting right to his back bumper in bad spots in the turns. He's got to set this up so that he can get to the inside of him coming off. And
baby,
get that nose in on entry. Cal moves up the track a little bit. That's going to let the 3 look to the inside, but no dice just yet. Big question, too, is how much does Cal fight on this if he knows that he's locked in as they come up on the lap car, Zach Krastowski? Obviously, Cal wants the win, but how much does he put a fight on the 3? How much does he see Noah Joyce as a threat next week compared to Darren Ingram? Who would be the guy that he wants to fight for the win here? Because both these guys are very contentious, very competitive, I should say.
Well, I don't know, but I do know that I don't know if I'd want to be Cal Laval right now because I don't know, any moment now my car could be in the wall facing the wrong way. Things getting really close up front. I know how much Noah wants this. The incredible comeback in this race has been thrilling to watch, and with just 11 laps to go this time by, it's coming to its conclusion at some point here, whether we like it or not.
No, he's there, and he's just trying to find a way. Cal just wrapping the bottom, planting his car through the center of the corner, causing that 3 to have to check up, and then Cal has the speed down the straightaway. No damage on that 12. A bunch of damage on the rear end of the 3 as they're going to come off at turn number 4. They're going to see the flag man wave those 10 fingers, Tommy. You know what that means.
Well, it's a TWB 10 to go for Garden Lights Direct from porches, patios, and more. All your outdoor lighting needs. Go visit gardenlightsdirect.com. That's the 10 to go. The action right here up front is more than you could ever imagine right now. This 3 car so tight on the back bumper of the 12. Darren Ingram right there too. Here comes a little opportunity.
No! No contact. Or are we going to stay green?
I don't know. Looks like we're still green as far as I know. And then that's going to put Noah Joyce in the lead.
What a save by Cal, though, to not come all the way across.
This is huge implications. Cal Laval spins. Noah Joyce is at the lead. Darren Ingram's in second. Guys, one or the other, first or second, somebody here is winning their way into this playoff picture.
Oh, and Noah Joyce just hit the apron a little bit and won. It slowed him way up. Here comes Darren looking
to the inside.
Down to the bottom into 3.
Hits the apron.
The battle for the final championship spot. Cam Barnes back in the picture.
If you're not standing up yet, folks, get up right now. You don't need that seat for the rest of this. It's going to be a wild one. Cam Barnes reeling these guys in as they fight for position. Cam Barnes can make it in on points, but if one of these guys wins, he can't. So he has to go for this win.
I wonder how these guys' tires are doing. I mean, have they been saving anything? Because if you've had at least a little bit of saving, you have a little bit more, better wear than these other guys. It could be a win in your pocket, but I don't know. I think that's gone out the window at this point. Noah has to put together clean, consistent laps. You saw how much a mistake mattered, how it allowed Darren Ingram to get there. If he can keep it smooth, keep it straight, all 4 tires on the racing surface, he'll be good. But I'm telling you what, this thing getting down to the wire, 5 laps to go.
4 car length lead right now for Darren Ingram, and then it's about a second back to Cam Barnes.
We all thought Noah Joyce was out of this when that rear end came off that car on that big wreck. And look at what he is pulling off here right now. I don't know if you believe in miracles, but man, this is this doesn't get much crazier than this right now. That car is still got speed in it, and it's still fast out here. But don't leave Darren Ingram out of this just yet, because this is a big miracle for situations. Darren's gonna get to the inside. Darren Ingram to the lead.
I was going to say, I don't think Darren Ingram believes in those miracles. He snatches the lead back from Noah Joyce, coming to 3 to go.
That's huge. A big miracle for Darren, too.
Ingram right now, he's in the final 4 transfer spot. Still a couple laps to go. Cam's sitting here saying, I've run up front all race, but it's not going to matter. It's still 3. There goes Noah Joyce to the inside.
Side by side down into 3 and 4. They're going to see 2 to go this time. Right now, it's looking like who's going to make the last mistake in this race. Ingram trying to get back to the bottom down the front straightaway. He's there, going down into turn number 1.
And Cal Laval loves every single second of this battle right now. What these guys are doing out here, they are door to door coming off of turn 2. Look at this battle for the lead.
This isn't just
go, guys.
This isn't just the battle for the lead. It's the battle to find your way into the final 4 next week to have a shot at a championship. 1 lap to go here at Dover.
Hence right now, Noah Joyce just trying everything he can. Darren's definitely got the preferred line, and he uses it to an advantage through 1 and 2 right now. That 23 car set and sail.
Darren Ingram brings it down into 3 and 4. Just has to be clean here. Joyce, big send down into the corner, and it's not going to be enough. Coming off of turn 4, Darren Ingram wins in Game 7 at Dover.
Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable.
How about that?
What a race. And he will advance. He's going to get his shot at Homestead next week. Oh, my goodness.
Guys, if you don't leave
we were talking about this. We were talking about this earlier. How much of a setback we thought Texas was, and how it really didn't. How it looked like Darren Ingram's whole season fell apart right then and there. Man, what an absolute comeback for that 23 team of Darren Ingram. And how about a tip of the captain, Noah Joyce? Almost pulled that off with half a car, made his way in. Just comes up 1 spot short, but my goodness, what a race.
What a race, and if you didn't leave a like on this one, I don't think you like racing at all, because that was the best race we have seen this year in the USORL, and Darren Ingram burns it down in front of the faithful here at the Dover International Speedway.
It says Dover is boring.
Idiots.
Putting that good dog in victory lane.
Putting the good boy in victory lane. Oh, he just got a tow. We'll move on to our post-race coverage here on JTN. Real quick though, let's get a replay of what happened to Cal Laval late in this one. When he was in the lead.
Ran out of gas for that burnout, guys.
My goodness.
Oh my, wow.
This is back around just outside of 10 laps to go. Laval big loose and barely makes contact with Noah Joyce. Remember, if there's contact there, that's a caution. But Darren Ingram, your winner here tonight. We'll move on to our post-race. We'll get your results on the screen. Our final 4 is this. Jeff Dixon, our winner from Watkins Glen. Cal Laval, our winner from last week at Texas. Davey Hazard on points. And Darren Ingram after winning here at Dover.
Man. I know. What we just saw there was everything that racing is about. Elation, heartbreak, a pure drama put on by these drivers. everyone was getting everything they could at the end, and it took a little mistake from Cal Lovell to open the door for Darren and Noah and Cam to try and come back and get their spot in the playoff championship finale. And it all came together for a guy that last week at Texas, guys, was just distraught and thought his chances of making the Final Four were quite slim. I think I want to do things in a little bit of a reverse order tonight. I think I want to get our winner tonight and the guy who advanced to the Final Four in here. You put on a show. Darren, congratulations. You're going to get your shot at Homestead. You're on to the Final Four. Congratulations.
Let's go! Before I say anything, I already told him post-race, but absolutely fantastic racing by Noah. He raced me clean. He raced me hard. We were sending it back and forth on each other. He wheeled that thing tonight, and honestly, I think he was better than me. I think he had a faster car than me. I think without his damage, I think he probably would have put on a show tonight. He just couldn't catch a break. So big respects to Noah, one of my future teammate next season, and pretty much my best friend in this league. So I know he's hurting right now. I know he really wanted to win that. I know he gave it his all, but that was just awesome. Like, if you didn't like that, you don't like racing. I mean, come on, that was ridiculous.
Was racing right there for everything. And, I mentioned it a little bit, but, we know how good you are at Homestead. You won there last season. You felt like if you could get to the Final Four, get back to that track with a shot to win the title, you could. Talk about how this 23 team is going to approach next weekend.
Yeah, I mean, after Saturday night last week at Texas, having the fastest car, dominating the race up to that point, I felt pretty defeated on Saturday and Sunday. I just best shot of the title, and it's gone. And I had a little pity party for myself over the weekend. And then on Monday, I was like, you know what? We're just going to go out there, got nothing to lose. We got to win. And we were absolute dog junk on Monday on the lights race. And we completely scrapped I deleted the setup that we ran on Monday. We were just nowhere with it. It was slow. It was terrible. And we came into the night, just started new, worked with Noah, worked with some other guys, Trey and all those guys, the TLRI IPA guys. And, we just kept trying to move forward, and we're going to do that same thing next week. We know we've got a really good base there. We know, last season, Jeff and I were the fastest ones there. So, of course, depending on the weather, we're going to make some changes, but we're going to try to do something really similar to what we did last season, which is kind of what we did tonight. We were junk on the short run, but I think we were the second best on the long run, and that showed. We had that huge long run to the end, and we just kept working, chipping at it, and we kind of got to do that same thing at Homestead. High tire wear, really got to manage the tires, manage the lines, and just got to go out there, head down, and try to win this race.
Darren, there's a lot of emotions that go into sim racing, just like at anything that you're competitive at. How does this win tonight compare to any other win, any other big moment in something that you've been so competitive at? We know this is win 3 on the year, of course. How does winning a race like this in a league like this compare to maybe some of those other big wins that you've had in your sim racing career?
This is by far the sweetest. I'm not gonna go out there and say that I'm the best at all, because I'm not. But I've been raced in a lot of leagues for about the last 5 or 6 years, and I've had moments. I've been quick, but and it took me a couple years to get going and start winning races. But I've won races before, and I've won the season opener race at Daytona in this league before, and this by far is the sweetest win that I have ever had. Just knowing the context around it, and what was on the line to go fight for a championship. This is by far the best win that I have ever had.
Well, Darren, congratulations. Soak up this one. We know you're going to be great next year, or next week. Next week. Don't have to wait a year. Just have to wait a week. To see this 23. I know you're probably going to be looking at the race last year, taking some notes. Of course, it was broadcast live here on JTN. A shameless plug from me, but you can go check that out, fans at home. But Darren, congratulations. You've been up here before. You know the drill. The floor is yours, buddy.
Hell yeah, those guys that have helped us along all season, DoorDash, Red Bull, Exalta, a lot of those guys will be following us next season over to the OJR and IRT Alliance. So can't thank them enough for their support. PetSmart hopped on as a DoorDash partner for tonight, so that was really cool. And yeah, just glad to get the win for them. We're just going to go out on the next week and try to do the same thing.
Darren, congratulations once again. Good luck next week. Just promise us you'll put on another great show. Is it that easy enough? Just a great show next week. That's all we want.
Hey, you know what? I will try my best to put on the show, but if it means it's got to be a snooze fest where I dominate and win, I'm sorry. That's just how it's going to have to be.
Darren, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us after this one. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, and a great show. I heard bits and pieces throughout the night, so you guys were killing it as usual.
Hey, appreciate that, buddy. Darren Ingram, driver, the number 23, PetSmart, DoorDash, Chevrolet for IPA. Tommy, who do you got on deck next?
Well, I think we're going to talk to Cam Barnes. I don't think we can get down to the 3 cars pit tonight, and that's okay. It's completely understandable, but we're going to bring in a guy who was close. Cam Barnes, who another year, another frustrating exit from Dover, not making the Final Four. Talk us through those last couple laps, seeing that almost perfect chance that you had with Huang Do retiring early slip away from you.
There's a couple comments I don't want to make. We just got beat today. Car got damaged early on. Didn't handle well after that. No front end grip. Couldn't keep it down. Probably would have been the fastest car there today if got the problem sorted out that we had on Monday and everything was going to look good. But the chase format for next season can't come soon enough. Tired of this crap.
Yeah, obviously a lot of frustration with this format, and like you mentioned, it is going to change next year. Cam, I mean, it's hard to even say if there is anything you could have done just with the way things played out with Cal getting loose. But what does this 7 team do going forward next week? Just trying to put on the best show, or get ready for next year?
Beat them all to show that we should have been there. That's it. Go out one final time for the 7 team and go out and put on a good show. That's it. Go out, beat them all, prove that we should have been there.
Well, Cam, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. If there's anyone you want to thank before you leave, let us know. Otherwise, thank you for taking the time out. I know it's frustrating. It's frustrating, all right. And I'll tell you what, that 17 was so close once again. Just no cigar this time either. One more on deck first tonight.
Wait. Real quick.
Sure.
I got a statement from Noah Joyce.
Okay.
Can I read it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Statement from the 3 OJR team. That one hurts worse than any I've ever had. Obviously, it's a video game, but we all pour a ton into these things every Saturday night, and I poured everything I've ever had into that race. Don't get many opportunities to win in this league, much less advance to the championship 4. I just know Dover owes me one someday. Congrats to Darren. We'll move on and go for it next season. Thanks to JTN, everybody in the booth, and all these guys that come out and put on a show like that one. And, well, it was a fantastic show indeed, and just, that's the heartbreak, right? We talk about it. You go from the elation of winning the race, moving on to that championship 4. Then you go to the complete opposite, the heartbreak of not advancing. Man, oh man, just it sucks, right? It's that dichotomy, right? You do one thing really, I don't know, but that's what makes racing so fun, so much fun to watch, especially, it's the emotion that we get out of these drivers each and every single week. But you got one more interview for us, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm going to bring Davey Hazard in here real quick. He's not expecting this, but Davey, congratulations on making it to the Final Four. Real quick, I guess, just your perspective of the night. Seemed like you had a great short run car, wasn't there in the long run. Take us through kind of that last long run. I know it's probably not what you wanted to see.
Yeah, I was, I knew I had a lot of work ahead of me, and I was trying to keep the tires under me. But there really came a point over the course of the run where you did start, you did start having to kind of to wheel it a little bit, and in my instance, I made a mistake at the wrong time and just went up the track, and Cal got under me. And so when you got a car under you, you can make the outside work. The newer the tires, the better. And I just didn't have new tires, and so it got really loose up at the top, and I lost all that ground. And that was kind of the end of my night, unless we had a caution, and we didn't. Massively frustrating, because I think if we had like a 10 to 15 lap run, I have the best car on the racetrack by far. But that wasn't the case, so I didn't. And I can't be mad at it, though. It was a really fun race. Really happy for Darren. Shame Cal wrecked at the end. All that good, happy stuff. But I mean, frustrating that we couldn't get up in the top three, couldn't get up and get the win. I felt like we could have done that. But yeah, fun track, fun night, fun race. Not the best result, but I can't be too mad about that.
Well, hey, we move on to looking to next week at Homestead. No surprise that you're going to be battling for the championship after the season that you've had all year long. But remember last year, it kind of went away on the last lap. What's the plan this year to make sure that doesn't happen again?
That's a really good question. I don't really have a plan yet. I've been thinking about it, and I've thought about this Homestead race, and I haven't really been the car to beat at Homestead per se. So I'm a little nervous. I got to put some work in. You got to see what works, see what doesn't. As of the last 10, 15 weeks in the Cup Series, I've been the only driver in my stable, so I haven't really had anyone to bounce any ideas off of setups. That hasn't really been a thing, which has been kind of tough. So, yeah, a little nervous, but we got a really good season. Gonna go in with full confidence. I know tonight wasn't a great night, but we got momentum on our side. We've had a bunch of good finishes. Yeah, I'm just ready to get rolling, ready to get driving, ready to get testing, ready to practice, ready to get out on track and battle these guys for another championship. I can't wait.
Is it about putting more work into this race than any other race this year, Davey? Is that what point we've gotten to with how we decide our champion here with the playoff format? You're going to put a lot more work into this one? Or are you going to kind of take the same approach you have? I'm not saying it comes out wrong, because Davey knows. But do you have to put more work into this one than maybe the rest of the year, or do you go into the mindset like, hey, I'm going to stick to what works?
Probably should put more work into it. I put a lot of work into it last year, and I always look back on that race and think about how that didn't work. But at the end of the day, I was really bad at the end of last season and showed up and had a car that could have won the championship if one little thing would have went right for us. And that is what it is, neither here nor there for that. I think you do have to approach it with putting a little bit more work in. I think you should, at least. I think everyone else is going to do that. All the guys that are also in the Final Four that aren't me, they're going to be putting in a lot of work. They're going to be showing up, unloading fast. I know they are, because first of all, they're all really talented. Second of all, they know what's ahead of them. They want to win the championship too. So, yeah. And plus, Darren's been really strong at Homestead in general. So we have to do some work, and I have to do some testing, see what's working, see what's not. I don't know, man. You can come in with a plan all you want. You can ask the questions about the plan, but at the end of the day, that race is going to be wilder than any other one, even more so than the night, in my opinion. So, gotta have a little bit of luck on my side, I think, is what I'm asking for right now. That's the top priority, is a little bit of luck.
I think that's a great way to put it, because tonight was the craziest race yet. It was one of the best races all season long, and next week's definitely going to be a great show, and fans at home, you're going to want to tune in 10:35 p.m. Eastern Time, June 26th here on JTN. But Davey, before we let you go, I know you got family back home watching. I saw your mom in there in chat earlier, so that was awesome. Didn't get a chance to say hi, but hi, Davey's mom. And the floor is yours, buddy. You know how to do this stuff.
First of all, happy Father's Day. If my dad's still watching, happy Father's Day. I love you very much. He's the reason I'm into racing. He's the reason I love racing as much as I do. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. I would not love the best and coolest thing in the entire world if it weren't for him. So, happy Father's Day to all the dads, including mine. Thank you guys for putting on a great broadcast. Got to thank the admins, Matt Steelman, Noah, those guys that do a good job putting on a good race and making good calls. Thank you everyone that's watching. Thank you everyone I know that's watching. Thank you to the PTR crew, even though I kind of said that they've been absent. Thank you to them because they're always cool people. I like them. I like them all. That's why they're with me. So regardless of the help they give me during the season, I still love them as people. And I don't know. What else do I got? Joe, you know me better than I know myself. Did I thank you guys yet? You guys probably did a good job, right? How's the broadcast, Ricky? You ain't talking.
That went pretty good.
Good. Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. If I forgot to thank you. I guess.
No, Davey. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us after this one. Congratulations on moving on to the Final Four. Good luck next week with that. And you got to close out this really great season. It's just that easy, right? Just got to close it out. Little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Super easy. Nothing like the pressure of like a 8 to 9 or whatever many races I won season, regular season championship kind of deal, whatever it was that I did. Nothing like that to add a little bit of pressure coming into the final race.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. David Hazard, driver the number 75, Adidas Toyota for PTR. Congratulations again, and good luck next week.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you around.
And folks, you can also check out the JTN merch store. Get yourself some Davey Hazard merch. Got the shoe car and also the Hazard logo design, and you can also check out if you like Davey's voice, maybe you just want to hear him talk. Check out the Fake Racers podcast here on JTN. We talk about all things racing. Myself and Davey Hazard, special guests coming up here in this next month. Tommy, Ricky, I want you both. What was the biggest thing for you tonight here at Dover? Start with Ricky. Tommy, you got to say something different than what he says.
Okay.
Oh God, what was the biggest thing, man? That finish, that was just wild. I mean, the point situation in and of itself, but man, that battle for the finish, Cal spinning, those guys are just duking it out for the win, Cam Barnes lurking behind him. That was just wild. I love that. That was amazing.
Yeah, the finish was exceptional, and congrats to Darren Ingram for winning. But I do want to mention the incredible comeback by Noah Joyce to be up front, but get set back numerous times in this race and still have the drive to find himself close to the front, and with almost the most incredible comeback that I've ever seen in sim racing. So, yeah, Noah Joyce's comeback tonight was mightily impressive.
It was phenomenal, and folks, if you want to see more of the greatest racing in all of NR 2003, you want to make sure you're subscribed to us here on JTN. Smash the like button on the video if you haven't already as well. It helps us get these videos out to more people. Hopefully it spreads the word. Spread the word. Tell your friends about us. We can't thank you enough for all of your support. Next time we're live is tomorrow night. Hobo Racing Truck Series from Nashville Super Speedway. That is going to be another fantastic show from the boys over at Hobo on Father's Day. But next week, next Saturday night, under the lights, Homestead Miami Speedway here on JTN, we will be bringing you the championship finale for the Red Bull Cup Series Season 7. It's our 24th race of the season. It's been a wonderful journey, and we're so excited to see what is next, especially next week, man. It's going to be a great race. It's going to be just as good as this one, if not better, so you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed and you don't miss out on that one. With all that being said, folks, can't thank you enough again for watching. For Bristol, our producer, for Tommy Bordeaux, for Ricky Collette, I've been JoeTowNetwork. Have a wonderful rest of your night. A very happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And we'll see you guys next time, of course, live here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh, Maverick over wide!
Who did that?
Turn 4 into the tri-oval. Whitehill through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
All right, and they're wrecking behind them. We got cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, but it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Comes Musa. Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's going to use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're going to be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's going to be a drag race to the line. So Musa gets it.